gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Watch out now. Cause baby, I feel real good and I wish I would. Watch out now. It's gotta be against the law.
Wake up! Yes, I am back again. Finally got out of Punxsutawney, thank God. Hope you guys enjoyed the joke last week, but it is time for Vape AM, brought to you by vapors1.com. I'm your host, Anthony Ramella. Hey guys, another week here. We're back again. Kind of got through that expo last week. Last week was crazy. So crazy. I mean, I couldn't even tell you what day of the week it was half the time because of all the stuff we had going on. So lots of things going on in our state with laws and whatnot. Lots of new things going on in the industry with the old 10-month thing. But I'm going to kind of pass by all that today. I'm going to do a little bit of a different show today. I mean, not different than what we normally do. Just there's been so much talk about that other stuff. I want to kind of talk about some other things. So like we have normally done in the past, we're going to start off today with some history and some birthdays. So I'm actually going to start with birthdays first, just because I got a little something I want to talk about with history. There was actually some really cool birthdays this week as I was doing some pre-research for the shows this week. So today, we're going to do birthdays just a little bit differently because of whose birthday it is. So today's birthday, who is Alex Trebek? Yes, that's right. Alex Trebek's birthday is today, so that's really kind of cool. Another one, a very famous yet very young person, Prince George's birthday is today. He's 5 years old, so happy birthday, Prince George, because I know all of you out there really care about what's going on with the family. And then someone who is just a little bit shorter than Prince George, that would be David Spade. David Spade's birthday is today. So pretty good trio today. There's some other ones in here too, but people that I recognize. But those are the three I wanted to talk about today. So kind of cool. I hope you guys are having a great day. It's weird. Sometimes it seems like with these birthdays, it's either all girls or all guys. I don't know why that is. I'm not doing TikTok stars and Twitch stars and things like that. But, I just thought those are some fun ones for today. All right, guys, let's get on to some history. Today, I've been doing a lot of I don't want to say soul searching, but I've been thinking a lot about the industry and about America lately. And because the vaping industry is under such, harsh scrutiny right now, and I think it's kind of an overdone thing with what's gone on in our country in the past. I was born in 1972, which I know a lot of you probably weren't born then either or yet. But I wanted to go back and I just wanted to look to see, okay, what kind of things were going on in 1972? So there were some things that I thought I would talk about. Then I got to the one thing that I thought was just kind of amazing. So I went back and I wanted to look and see what were smoking rates like in the United States in 1972, just to give myself some kind of idea of like how far we've come. Holy moly, I could not believe how far we've come. So on the chart that I'm actually going to have Drew put this down in the description, but this is actually a PDF link that shows statistics for smoking rates in 1972. It's kind of amazing. When it came to adults 18 years or older, males, 48% of adult males smoked in 1972, and like 36% of females smoked in 1972. So it gave us an average of about 44% of Americans actually smoked in 1972. All right. Now I'm 46 years old, so yes, it has been some time ago. But when we're seeing smoking rates down in the teens or less percentages across the United States, we have come so far with this. And this is one of the things that kind of gets me upset when it comes to them really attacking vaping, is because a lot of those people have quit in just the last few years with the help of vaping and not with all these other products out there. I just saw a little blurb on Instagram the other day that showed that quitting with like a Nicorette and the patches and stuff like that was about 6% effective, while the quitting with vaping products and e-cigarettes was 21%. So more than 3 times effective using this product. And I think that's something that we all need to really keep in mind. Yes, back in 1972, things weren't all about children. We didn't run our country according to what was best for children. We ran our country according to what was best for adults. And I think that's something that we've lost over the last few years. And with all of this, looking at that, I don't want to hook children onto something that's dangerous. But there are a lot of things that are dangerous out there that we allow children to get hooked on without kind of any regulation. When you're talking about sugars, when you're talking about caffeine, I honestly think in 1972, if you would have went up to somebody and go, oh, these kids are out there and they're using these vapor devices that are 95% healthier than smoking, you would have been praised for that. They would have thought that was the greatest thing ever. If the thing you're most concerned about is not drinking or drugs or smoking, but it's using e-cigarettes, I think you're running out of things to be upset about, in my personal opinion. So if I had a choice, I would rather them do the vapor products, but I mean, I don't want them to have to do it at all. I think you get my point with that. All right, guys, let's get on to some Wake and Vape news because I know you don't have all day today, and neither do I. So this was another news story that came up recently that I found very interesting. It has to do with Juul. Juul hires a prominent researcher of nicotine effects on youth, Dr. Mark Rubenstein. Now, this article kind of goes on to talk about them hiring him and what all of that is. He's coming from the University of San Francisco, which seems a little funny just because they didn't have to travel very far to find this. It was just like, okay, wherever the closest doctor is, let's grab him. Anybody that was willing to, come on board for a paycheck. But with all the PMTAs that are coming up with that, I think they're just wanting to get themselves a expert witness. In this case, I think that's what's definitely going on here. They just want some credibility when it comes to the products that they're putting out. As Juul as a whole, I think that they've been a huge problem in the industry as far as not getting the youth hooked, but I think the biggest issue with them is the level of nicotine in their products. Juuls were basically designed around like that single pack or that single pod was like a pack of cigarettes. And those people that smoked, a pack, 2 packs a day, that was what was designed to help them get off of those smokes. I think it had a bad situation when it went on to young people trying it because they weren't smokers and they didn't need that. I honestly, at this point in time, would encourage Juul to come out either with more of a step-down process or possibly Juul pods with 0 nicotine in them. I think this is one of those situations where, if you want to be cool, nobody's going to know whether your Juul pod's got 0 nic in it or it's got 5.8% nicotine in it. And maybe that's a better way to get these kids to not be hooked on nicotine, is allow them to use the 0, which we know isn't going to be harmful to them at all, and they can still look cool if that's really what they're trying to do. Because I know as a teenager, the first couple of times that I smoked cigarettes, it made me sick, but I continued with it because it was cool. And with that kind of situation, there's no reason to have that high nicotine level. You can look just as cool on 0 nic as you do on that. Those things are really for adults that are trying to quit smoking. So my little 2 cents worth with that, but I just thought that was kind of relevant for today. The other thing is, we'll talk about a different story here. This is coming out of Massachusetts, I believe. This is Attorney General Maura Healey says unrated e-cigarette flavors getting a new generation hooked on nicotine. What I don't like about these types of articles, and like I said, I'll put these links down in the description, is that they keep going back and forth between e-cigarettes and smoking, and when you read the article, everything's so intertwined, you start thinking that smoking and e-cigarettes are the same thing, and they're absolutely not. Combustible cigarettes are what cause cancer. E-cigarettes and nicotine do not cause cancer. We even watched Scott Gottlieb, the ex-FDA chief out there, say that nicotine does not cause cancer. Yes, it does have some effects on the brain, but in all honesty, this is not something that's causing cancer, and I don't like when they mix these two things together, because a lot of these politicians think that if you are using an e-cigarette, that means you're going to graduate into combustible products. And I just don't believe that's the case. Once you've had these delicious flavors and you've used this product like this, going to a cigarette is just nasty. And I'm sure some of you like me, once you got into vaping, maybe a year or so in, you're like, hey, I haven't had a cigarette in a while, let me try that. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's no way you would go back to that because of how disgusting it was. Now, with her, they are basically saying that the things that they've done so far in Massachusetts to try to get underage, vapors to stop using the products have not been successful. Going to it to 21, making it more restrictive, and all those kinds of things have not helped. And I think that's kind of the point of this. It doesn't matter what you continue to do with this. You can ban all the flavors in Massachusetts, but that still doesn't mean they're not going to get them sent to them online. And I think what you probably would end up doing in this situation is sending more teens back to smoking when we're already at the lowest smoking rates we've ever been in U.S. history. So I really don't think these are the ways to go, and especially flavor bans for those people that really like them. I like candy, I like ice cream, I like all of those things that would be considered advertising to kids. I even like sugary cereal, believe it or not. So some of these things are for adults, and that's where you have to kind of draw the line with this. So these flavor bans, all they're going to do is make people upset. They're going to force people out of the state to get these products that they actually need, and I just don't believe this is the right way to go. All right, and last but definitely not least in the news today, I did have 3 things to talk about, so I'm kind of whipping through these pretty quick. There is a company out there now with everything that's going on with the vaping industry. Now, this company's been around for a little while, but they haven't become prominent because it wasn't kind of a necessity, and now I think it is. So basically what the deal is this company is actually doing Botanikals. It says, are Botanikals the way forward for the vape industry? This company, the nice thing about them, what they've done is they have designed a combination of kind of really strong herbs and things like that to mimic the effects of nicotine. And these are vape liquids that you can use. They're flavored just like everything else, but they actually contain zero nicotine. There is absolutely no nicotine in them. Elixir Distro is betting big with their new non-nicotine vape juice called Botanica, and it's spelled with a K-A. This is a Southern California company. This has actually been going on, I think they've been around since 2015, if I'm not mistaken. And one of the other lines that one of the other names that they go by is Apothecary as well. So if you are seriously considering getting off the nicotine and you don't want to deal with all these new vape laws and restrictions and things like that, this may be another option. And I think with a lot of these places offering CBD, they might actually go to something like this as an alternative for you. And honestly, I'm kind of interested in this. I want to see what happens with this. If I can get out from under the regulations of all of this craziness that I know is absolutely wrong, things that are taking away, what is a real harm reduction product from people, I think this might actually be a better way to go. So those of you out there, I'm going to put the link for this as well. This actually came off the Vape News magazine site, so it's something that's legitimate that you can take a look at. I'm sure the products aren't very inexpensive at this point. I think the competition will have to kind of catch up before that's the case. But this would be an alternative to something that I'm sure would have some FDA oversight, but nowhere near what it is for tobacco products because there isn't any nicotine in this whatsoever. It's like green teas and a bunch of other names of stuff that I can't even pronounce, but it's more of a natural way to go with this. And because it's vapable and because it's flavored, it just might be the solution that we're looking for. All right, guys, every day here at Vape AM, we always have the same goal. You got to stop smoking or you're going to die, all right? So I'm going to keep coming to you guys this week. I promise you no more repeat episodes. That was just a little fun we were having with you guys last week. I hope you enjoyed the NVE video. That was a lot of fun to make. We had a good time out there. Met a lot of great people, a lot of great influencers, got a lot of good information. So I'm going to kind of keep bringing you guys stuff this week. But come back and see me tomorrow because it's going to be a lot of fun. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. And for all you smokers that don't know, check it out. Pick up the phone, hit the mic. Vapers1.com is the site. They got what you need to make the switch. You're never gonna find a better site than this. They got mods, they got coils, and the liquid low down. Vapers1.com is the best around. Spend $35 and your shipping's free. Vapers1.com, we got all you need. So just click, quit, done. Vapers1.com.